By the way, some LAFC fans are reacting yesterday. They just lost MLS Cup. Congratulations to the LA Galaxy, I guess. And in addition to that, are we actually getting the truth about UCLA football from the stories we're reading? I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos. Good morning. It is a beautiful day out west. I'm going to go on the road later this morning, see the family. It's April 10th. Now, I want to start off by thanking the new subscriber from yesterday. We're trying to build something here. By all means, if you like the content we've been putting out, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. I am not God. I do not know everything. And there's probably going to be some things that you're going to want to comment on. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard and some notes before we get to the two main topics of the day. El Trafico, Galaxy 2, LAFC 1. And we're going to have an additional note or two, like I said, in a few moments. In addition to that, Colorado knocks off the Dodgers 3-2. I'm sure some jerk off over at ESPN is like, oh, the Dodgers aren't going to go 162-0 right now. Yeah, no crap. Stop telling us the obvious. We weren't predicting 162-0. And oh, by the way, the Clippers beat Sacramento 117-98. The Clippers are playing well enough to get to the playoffs. No problem with that. But eventually, some idiot sports writer is going to ask, oh, is LA a Clippers town now? No, it isn't. No, it's not. Pull your head out. Clippers are not going to be LA's team. Even if the Clippers wind up winning a title or two. Even if the clouds above opened up and God's voice came down saying, thou shalt be a Clippers town, 80% of the population would be like, can I get back to you on that? But hey, you're going to the playoffs, so good for you, seriously. In today's games, the Lakers wrap up the season in Denver. Oklahoma City will play the Clippers. Both games at 6:30. The Dodgers play Colorado at noon, and the Kings play Minnesota at 2 o'clock. Now for the notes. Start off with the LA Dodgers. Former GM Ned Colletti, he had stayed with the team after he was relieved of GM duties. He is officially now left the Dodgers. He is going to work for the San Jose Sharks, the NHL, and Pepperdine. Nobody hates Ned Colletti. I have yet to run into a sports writer or somebody who works in sports who hates the guy. So his biggest sin as the Dodgers GM is not winning the world title. I'm sorry, I can't hate him. I hope he enjoys his life after working for the Dodgers. The Chargers have signed former Rams inside linebacker Troy Reeder. I don't know what to make of this just yet. Look, last year, Troy Reeder had a career high in tackles with 91, 2 sacks, 2 picks. I don't know necessarily how good of a signing this is for the Chargers or how big of a loss it is for the Rams. Look, the story is that he missed too many tackles. I don't know. All I know is the Rams upgraded with Bobby Wagner. So maybe this is a good signing for the Chargers. We'll figure it out. Meanwhile, for the Rams, multiple alleged NFL insiders, including one dude from ESPN, thinks the Rams are in the lead for free agent safety Tyrann Mathieu. I'm skeptical of that. The guy wanted 3 years for $31 million. There's no way the Rams fit that under the cap. No way. Mathieu would have to take a drastic pay cut. So no, I don't read anything into that. Logan Kremanski of UCLA basketball has entered the transfer portal. I don't think UCLA cares. Not trying to make fun, but the kid didn't play. USC football also had a bit of a tough day. Basketball, Isaiah Mobley, the center, he enters the NBA draft. He averaged 10 points a game over 3 years. Also, in addition to that, 2 players who were in the transfer portal have found a school. Guard Ethan Anderson and Max Abipolo. They are both transferring to Wyoming. And the question I have is, do they even have a basketball court in Wyoming? Is this just a joke? Is it a trap? I know they have a football team. I have seen the football stadium in Wyoming. It's beautiful. There's a lot of trees. Do they even have a basketball court? Let's move on back to MLS. There was a video that came out before the season started. You know, the LAFC, they introduced Steve Cherundolo to the fan base, and there was this one guy, maybe he's a nice guy, I don't know, never met him, but he was just apoplectic. He was flapping his hands more than I am and just screaming through his mask about how your most important game is April 9th. It doesn't matter whatever else you do this year. The most important game is when you play the Galaxy, April 9th. Why we've never beaten the Galaxy in Carson, and we've got to beat them in Carson. Well, you lost. Now what? Why would you state that as your most important? This is the problem I have with certain fans. That Cherundolo actually hasn't done a bad job, but you lost 2-1 yesterday. And no matter how angry you get, you deserve that loss ultimately. Here's why. Now, the fans are screaming that the LAFC, the game-tying goal, the potential game-tying goal by Latif Blessing in stoppage time, how, oh my God, it was a travesty of justice that one was waved off. No, it wasn't. Here's why. You were called offsides 9 times overall in the game. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times. It's like not adjusting to an umpire's strike zone. Eventually, you have to do that. You have to not do that. So no, you got burned. Here's the other reason. Before the game, I posted a video previewing El Trafico for everybody. By the way, feel free to say hi to my wife's cat in the background. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm not going to watch my own videos, but I will tell you this much. It's right here. LAFC might put a teenager on Chicharito. Mamadou Fall. A teenager. Now, it's not to say that all teenagers are bad. I mean, I remember back in the day when there were a lot of teenage programming about angst on the CW. But teenage athletes have potential that is not realized, right? The Kobe Bryant that we all revere wasn't that same Kobe Bryant as a teenager. The teenage Kobe Bryant was chucking air balls in Utah before he became an all-time great. I don't know anything about Mamadou Fall other than this. 1, Chicharito did burn him on his goal in the 13th minute. And 2, after Latif Blessing's potential game-tying goal, Mamadou Fall was on the turf like this, begging that VAR wouldn't catch him being offside. In addition to that, as many MLS analysts, before the official call was made, cited as many as 3 different LAFC players that were offside. Mamadou Fall, Blessing, and some other gentleman whose name I'm forgetting. So no, you guys lost. I'm not telling you it doesn't suck. It would suck. If the situation were reversed, it would totally suck. But getting called offside that many times, that's not the ref's fault. That's yours. It just is. Besides, it's your first loss of the season. Yeah, it's to your rival. But don't start acting like you're going to burn down the stadium. UCLA football. Here's the deal. We're getting different stories in the LA Times as to whether or not UCLA's defense is going to be even remotely competent. Wouldn't you say? If you're a Bruins fan and you're reading these stories on a regular basis, aren't you like, wait a second, I don't feel like I'm getting the truth here. Here's why. Inside linebacker Caleb Johnson, he entered the transfer portal. And he was quality for the Bruins. He led the team in tackles in 2020. He started 17 of 18 games. And meanwhile, we're getting stories about how great the defensive coaching staff is, how all the players are buying into this whole let's go for as many turnovers as we can thing. Should we believe that? I don't think we should. Because right now, there are only 2 starters that remain from last year's team, linebacker Bo Calvert and a safety, Stephen Blaylock. The Bruins have lost 5 starters to the transfer portal alone, which means that they saw the incoming coaches coming in and they're like, nah, I don't want a part of this. Nah, I don't want it. For Pete's sake, 10 defenders overall went into the portal. Now, I want to be fair. USC lost a bunch of players too to the transfer portal when the entire coaching staff changed, when Lincoln Riley brought in all of his people. So it's entirely possible that there's a little bit there too. But having said that, Ken Norton Jr. is the inside linebacker coach, right? Everybody's saying, oh my God, he used to be a defensive coordinator in the NFL, and which is true. He was a UCLA legend, good NFL career, then became a defensive coordinator in the NFL. However, he sucked as a defensive coordinator. Just ask the Raiders. And just ask that remember the Legion of Boom? He was a defensive coordinator in Seattle. Before he arrived, Legion of Boom, you couldn't score on them. Next thing you know, they're one of the bottom feeders in the NFC West. Is it possible that Ken Norton Jr. isn't as good as people claim he is? Is it possible? Because I'm looking at the people that you did have on defense who were good, and they're like, no, we don't want a part of this. Your inside linebackers in the transfer portal, you have one, an edge rusher, Mitchell Agude, who left for Miami because he wanted to play for NFL caliber coaches. UCLA is claiming they have NFL caliber coaches. I'm saying that there is a disconnect between what we are hearing from the players who are leaving and the coaches who have come in. Now, I'm not saying that I know that UCLA is in trouble. I'm not. But I sure would like this part cleared up so I know what the hell I'm talking about as summer and fall come up. Wouldn't you? Are we being fed a bill of goods? If you're a Bruins fan, I want to know. Now, if you like today's broadcast, by all means, like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we talk LA sports every single day between the hours of 9 and 10 a.m. I'm James. Thanks for watching. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corta El Queso production. Have a great day. Bye-bye.